Now, Wolverine is a tough cookie to crack. With adamantium claws and a healing factor that's off the charts, villains have a tough time keeping up with him. But there are some villains that have managed to brutalize him very nicely. My name is AJ Spatola with Top 10 Nerd, and these are the top 10 brutal Wolverine villains who can't be stopped. At number 10 is Deadpool. Although we're finally gonna see Logan and Wade finally team up in Deadpool 3, let's not forget Deadpool's tumultuous cinematic history as Logan's adversary. Remember that early incarnation in X-Men Origins Wolverine? Yeah, the one where Ryan Reynolds played the Wade Wilson without the mouth, and therefore lacked the iconic banter and charm that we associate with Deadpool today. Blame it on the '07 writer's strike, which left many movies in disarray, but hey, at least we got the big showdown with Wolverine. I mean, that's what we all wanted, right? It's hard to deny that Wade Wilson's appearance in this film was a truly rough start. But thankfully, we've come a long way since then with a much beloved Deadpool franchise that has made fans forget about the dark days of that early portrayal. And I know Logan and Wade are going to team up and be all buddy-buddy in the new movie, but there isn't a chance that the two aren't gonna duke it out at some point in the new film. We're just gonna have to wait and see. Ogun is a formidable adversary in the Wolverine saga who possessed a unique and terrifying power, the ability to cheat being unalive. Initially, Ogun served as Wolverine's teacher and mentor, their bond akin to that of a father and son. However, their fates took a very dark turn one fateful night when Wolverine discovered Ogun's horrifying secret. You see, his ultimate goal was to gain the ability to abandon his own body and then possess others, granting him limitless power and everlasting youth. Wolverine, sensing the danger, fled before Ogun could execute his nefarious plan and possess Logan's body. Ogun's malevolence knew no bounds, even surviving a brief stint in HE double hockey sticks. He once temporarily took control of Kitty Pryde's body, only to meet his match by Wolverine's unwavering resolve. If you're enjoying this video so far, please support the channel by pressing like, subscribing to Top 10 Nerd, and ringing that notification bell. I would really appreciate it, and so would these claws. At number 8 is Roughhouse. In the gritty world of Madripoor, Wolverine faced off against some seriously tough villains, and Roughhouse was no exception. This hulking powerhouse made his debut in Wolverine's 1988 series, causing chaos alongside General Koi in a bid for control over Madripoor's criminal underworld. Now, Roughhouse's origins are a bit mysterious. Some say he got his powers from being related to Asgardians, you know, like Thor, while others think he might be a mutant. It's a little bit unclear. Now, despite their fierce rivalry, Wolverine has still stepped in to save Roughhouse from the clutches of the sinister Geist, who I'm pretty sure we're gonna cover later on. For Logan, experimenting on people is a big no-no considering his past, and he wasn't about to let it slide, even for a villain. So, in the world of Wolverine, even the most brutal villains can sometimes find themselves on the receiving end of a helping hand. At number 7 is Romulus, who burst onto the scene in Wolverine Volume 3, issue number 55. He spun a tale of prehistoric origins, claiming a kinship with the lupine, a unique breed of feral humans tied to canine evolution. However, his narrative unraveled in Wolverine Volume 2, issue 312, when Ramus exposed his falsehood, revealing Romulus' deceitful tactics. Despite his tall tales, Romulus possessed a regenerative healing factor akin to Wolverine's, granting him remarkable resilience. In their epic clashes, Romulus brought a lethal arsenal to the fight. His black gloves, which adorned 4 blades instead of 3, proved formidable adversaries against Logan's adamantium claws. 3 of these blades mirrored Logan's own, while the 4th, a thumb-like appendage, added an unexpected twist to their confrontations. In this realm of thumb wars, Romulus emerged as the undisputed champion, making him a relentless adversary in Wolverine's rogues gallery. Number 6 is Razor Fist, a dude with literal blades instead of hands. Now, she may sound like a comic villain straight out of your wildest dreams, but hey, he's as real as they come in the Marvel universe. Now, imagine this. You're Wolverine, the guy with the unbreakable claws and the super healing powers, obviously, and you've tangled with all sorts of baddies, but Razor Fist, he's a special kind of trouble. See, Razor Fist isn't packing any superpowers. He's just a regular dude with a serious case of Edward Scissorhands. The first time Wolverine faced him, he got thrown off a cliff. Ouch. But the next round, Wolverine showed him who's boss. Razor Fist even tried to tango with Hawkeye, thinking that he could chop off the guy's arm for a prize. Not so good of a move, buddy. In a world of mutants and superheroes, it looks like sometimes all you need is a pair of razor-sharp blades to make a name for yourself. At number 5 is Geist. Nikolaus Geist is a twisted scientist from the WW2 era Germany, who is a real piece of work to say the least. He aimed to make super soldiers for the bad guys, just like Captain America for the good guys. His guinea pig was a bruiser named Roughhouse. But then Wolverine came in, the ultimate hero, swooping in to save Roughhouse and freeing him, and giving a Geist a taste of his own medicine by individually stripping away each of his own cyborg parts. Damn. Now the thing is, Geist was tougher than a cockroach. Despite looking unalive, he somehow crawled back from the brink. But life is cruel. Magneto, another mutant, eventually put the kibosh on him. So Geist's mad scientist reign didn't last long, thanks to the unstoppable force that is Wolverine. At number 4 is Magneto. One of Wolverine's most brutal defeats was dealt by none other than the X-Men nemesis himself. In 1993's Fatal Attractions crossover, Magneto returns with the Acolytes to take on the X-Men. Now things got intense when Wolverine goes head-to-head with Magneto. Now this battle was iconic because the writers finally realized that Magneto's whole shtick is magnetism over metallic objects, and Wolverine's skeleton just so happens to be coated in adamantium metal. Now, until now, Wolverine had been letting Logan off easy. That is, until Wolverine gets too close and nearly guts Magneto, and so the villain retaliates by ripping the indestructible adamantium metal right off of Wolverine's skeleton. The metal is forcefully torn off of his bones and seeped out of the pores of his skin in an excruciatingly painful process. A jaw-dropping moment that left Wolverine on the brink of his demise. What's even crazier, that this was the very first issue where we found out that Wolverine's claws were actually bone all along. This iconic defeat had a huge impact, not just on Wolverine, but on the entire Marvel Universe. At number 3 is Silver Samurai. Silver Samurai, aka Keniuchio Harada, is a formidable Wolverine villain. He's not just any swordsman, he's a mutant with a unique power. You see, he can create a Tycon field and channel it through his sword, making it super crazy sharp. Think of it like basically a lightsaber, but even more lethal. In a 2020 Cable comic, Wolverine wanted to spar with him for fun, but Silver Samurai was all, "Are you trying to give everyone on the island a marker?" Translation, he was pretty sure he could wipe the floor with Wolverine, especially since Logan recently lost to a younger version of Cable. So imagine a guy who can turn his sword into a weapon of mass destruction facing off against Wolverine. Showdown you wouldn't want to miss. Wolverine's healing factor might be amazing, but Silver Samurai's Tycon charged sword makes him a brutal villain who's a real pain to stop. And number 2 is Sabretooth. Sabretooth, aka Victor Creed, might not be the biggest, baddest villain in the Marvel Universe, but when it comes to messing with Wolverine, he's a real pain in the adamantium. Sabretooth and Wolverine are like two sides of the same coin. They both have those cool claws and healing factors that make them so tough to take down. But what makes Sabretooth so brutal is that he's not just about his physical beatdown. You see, he's got a wicked sense of humor and a knack for getting under Wolverine's skin. Imagine this guy showing up at your birthday party every year just to ruin it. That's basically Sabretooth in a nutshell. But it gets worse. See, Sabretooth once hatched a twisted plan to hurt Wolverine by putting him up against his own son. It ended with Logan having to do the unthinkable, to eliminate his own son to save the day. Talk about heart-wrenching. Sabretooth might not be the strongest, but he sure knows how to mess with Wolverine's head. And coming in at number 1 are the Mongrels. The Mongrels are a multi-crew with names that sound like rejected comic book ideas. However, they are actually, in fact, real comic book characters. But they also carry a dark secret that adds a layer of tragedy to their villainy. So let's break them down. We've got Shadowstalker, Fire Knives, Saw Fist, Gunhawk, and Cannonfoot. Now, what truly sets them apart, aside from their terrible names, is their lineage, or rather their twisted heritage. You see, each and every member of the Mongrels is actually one of Wolverine's offspring, a revelation that only came to light after their individual demises at the hands of the very father they sought to torment. That's right, Wolverine unknowingly exterminated his own bloodline. Now, it probably didn't help that their shared mission was to turn Wolverine's life into a never never-ending nightmare. While their motivations remain shrouded in mystery, they pursued their vendetta by targeting Logan's loved ones, only to meet their untimely ends by his adamantium claws. The poetic tragedy is that Wolverine chose to bury them near the resting places of their mothers once he had realized that they were his kids. And those were the villains that just won't quit. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, if there's a brutal Wolverine villain you think I've missed here today, feel free to let me know in the comments, and I'll try to include your suggestions in part 2 of this video, assuming this video does well. This has been AJ Spatola with Top 10 Nerd, and I'll catch you all in another video. Later.